I'm going to try something random. This is something random. I just thought, what if I let chance pick the topic for me and I spoke for 10 minutes on a topic? It might pull up some old stories that I have of my time in the business or my childhood or whatever. Um, or it might just make me come up with a brand new comedy bit or a movie idea. Who knows? But you're going to witness it here live, unedited. I'm not doing any editing here. I'm not doing any flashy graphics. I am going to start. I just decided to start with like one random word each time I do this, and I'm calling this segment "Train of Thought." Choo choo! Let's get on the train of thought. All aboard. Okay. So let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Isn't that exciting? And I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna pull a random word from a random book on my bookshelf. This is my bookshelf. Maybe someday, if you're good, I'll show you one of my toys back here and talk about the backstory. I'm sure you can see a lot of it. A lot of old mementos and things from years past. So I picked a random book off the shelf, which is Myth and the Movies, which is one of my favorites because it kind of breaks down a bunch of different movies and into their storytelling components. But I thought, well, this might have some good storytelling words in it. So this is random. This is not planned. I'm gonna keep doing this. And today's winning lottery number is. He pulls out the ping pong ball. And what is it? Faces. Now, you don't have to see it. You got to trust me. The word is faces. That's our word today. Set a timer for 10 minutes.
Setting the timer.
Okay, right? We're ready?
Your timer is set for 10 minutes.
Well, thank you, Gladys, whatever your name is. Faces. That's our kickoff word. I don't know where else it's going to go. I'll adjust my chair while I think about this. Well, obviously, one of the things that's gotten me far in life is my face. And that's not because I'm pretty. It's because I can make funny faces. For some reason, some people can't do this. I mean, you know, the Rock's eyebrow. Sometimes I think I'm doing something very small with my face, just reacting. And people go, "You have the funniest face. Oh my gosh, your face." I've heard of that a lot. Just like people on the street, people I'm working with when I'm not on. And I've been told that maybe when I think I'm not on, I'm on anyway. My wife will tell you I'm on all the time. Well, she knows when I'm really sick when I stop making faces. And I'll tell you a secret that when nobody's around, I'm making faces on my own. I'm making faces in the mirror. I think the face is a funny thing. Ever since I was a child, I tried to figure out why are some faces different than other faces? I mean, even as a kid, I was like, everybody's nose is kind of the same. Like, I just couldn't see the differences. I was like, we all have the two eyes, pretty basic. Most people got the one mouth, the two ears, you know. And then as I got older and a lot of the stuff that I did as an artist, I grew up drawing, taking fine art classes and also being a cartoonist, you start to notice all the little differences in the face. And so as I noticed other people's faces, then you start to analyze your own face. And guys, I know some of you have maybe spoken behind my back in hushed circles. I know I'm a baggy-eyed, froggy-looking mofo. I know that I am. I know that I got these every year that goes by now. That's why the ring light is on, guys. This ring light, you point it in the wrong direction, you can see the bags. You can see the years starting to happen. This looks like I'm going into the mothership. So I got a funny face. I don't have a face that gets a lot of modeling jobs. And the older I get, the craggier it looks. But I kind of like my face. I'm used to it. I enjoy it. And I think that when I design characters, when I write characters, the first thing I think of is the face. Even when I've done any voiceover work, I sort of turn my face into what I think the character is doing. I think that's subliminal. Your face communicates a lot. Yeah. And then I'll also say that, let me go back to when I'm making faces all by myself. Somebody else out there has to be doing what I'm doing, right? I mean, some of you theatrical people, some of you people that want to be discovered, some of you influencers, whatever you're doing, You're making faces, right? I mean, and I don't mean like when you're selfieing and you're duck lipping and you're, and you're like really analyzing. I mean, sometimes, when you're driving in your car, you're making your own faces, aren't you? Or does that go along with talking to yourself? Because I also talk to myself. I talk to myself a lot. So maybe I make faces while I'm talking to myself. And by the way, you sing to yourself, that's sane. That's okay, right? Right? Everybody gets to sing to themselves. You catch somebody in their car or working in the yard singing to themselves. So singing a tune musically, singing someone else's words, that's okay. But you start expressing your own thoughts out loud, just talking, now you're crazy. Now I'm a crazy person. Now I'm Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Now I'm just trying to think about how I can put together the flux capacitor after I hit my head on the porcelain toilet. Sometimes when I'm walking my dog, I will be talking to myself because I'm just putting the thoughts out there. And then suddenly I realize somebody's watching me from a neighbor yard. And so I try to play it off like I'm talking to the dog, which is a little less crazy. Again, people can talk to their pets, but they talk to their own self. That's crazy. Why? But then the other thing I get to do now, thanks to all the modern technology, is if I get caught talking to myself while I'm out walking, you just do this. Just do this for a second. Or you just start going, so I'll call you so I'll call you back. So I'll call you back, okay? Or instead of going, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why I said that. I don't know. Well, the third act isn't working, so what? And, so I'm saying stuff like that, and all of a sudden I go, well, I know that's what she said. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, why don't you write that down? Well, let's do that on a second call. And I turn it into a phone call. Because nobody can see your earbuds, right? Especially not a neighbor who's only giving you the side eye. So back to faces, because the word is face. I'll make faces on my own. And I hope somebody else has done this. But I will get caught in the mirror. I will even be in a public bathroom. You get away from a big event, a gala, a party, maybe even somebody's house. You just want to be alone. I'm kind of an introvert most of the time. An extroverted introvert. Is that what my wife says? Myers-Briggs people, give me a shout. But I think I'm an extroverted introvert in that I put out a lot of this kind of show busy performance energy, but I really like being alone. And sometimes I have to take an alone time break. And that helps me in being a writer. And so I will go into a bathroom at an event and then just wash my hands. Maybe I am going to the bathroom, but I'm washing my hands. I'm kind of checking, not checking my makeup. I don't have any makeup on. But that's what the women do. They go check out the makeup. But I'm checking my hair. I'm getting the breath mint, whatever. But then I'll just look in the mirror. And I'll do this also in an elevator that has mirrors all around it. If I'm alone, I'll get in that elevator and go, just kind of give just give this old boy a workout. Just give the old toolbox a run around, Just kind of like check it all out. As a kid, I would be like trying out like how many faces can I make? My brother Todd, shout out here. This is his Dr. Seuss face, right? The Who's in Whoville, they all kind of look like that. I would think if I was on the run from the law, could I alter my face without any prosthetics to get away from like security cameras and identification, and they're out looking for me, and I just kind of walk down the street like try to contort your own face. Just like walk through security, walk through TSA like this. They'll be like, that's not him. No. That guy looks like someone punched a raisin. That looks like a fat, older little rascal. I don't know. So I'm winding down. I don't know if this was relevant or interesting to anybody. We've talked about being introverts. We've talked about making faces. We've talked about being theatrical when you're alone, which is okay. We talked about when you're making faces, you're probably expressing yourself alone in ways that you can't in front of other people. And so that turns into talking to yourself. which I would like to say I wish we could normalize, because I get caught talking to myself all the time. That goes along with making faces on your own. You know, as much as my face has been kind of my bread and butter in visual ways, doing sketches and stuff, my voice, my thoughts, my inner thoughts, that's also my trade. So why shouldn't I work out my inner thoughts? Why can't I walk around my house and talk to myself? It's my house. And I'll end with this funny story. You got to be careful when you live with somebody else, because sooner or later, you're going to be talking to yourself and they're going to be there. And the thing I remember was I'm putting away dishes, and my wife had put the dishes in a certain way that I don't like to put them away in. And so I'm turning the dishes around and I'm like, why would you put the dishes this way? I'm literally saying this. I think she's gone. I think she's out of the house. And I'm like, why would you put dishes this way? You shouldn't put dishes this way. They go this way. They don't go vertically. They go horizontally. Nope. That is not going to work. That's not going to work for me. That ain't going to work no more. That ain't going to work no more. I start singing the words. That ain't gonna work no more. No, it ain't gonna work no more. There she is, standing in the kitchen. There's no way out of that. She had the laugh, the longest laugh of her life. And I'm like, how long have you been there? And she's like, about a minute, long enough to catch the musical version. So that's life with Corey, making his faces, saying his thoughts all by himself. And I believe we are 10 seconds away from the end of our little experiment. The train of thought is pulling into the station. And I'm making a weird face. I don't know if this worked, but shut up, phone. But maybe it did work. Maybe it was interesting. Maybe I'll try it again. This is the end of Chapter 1, Episode 1 of Train of Thought. Go out somewhere and privately make a funny face behind somebody's back.